Okay, this episode of Truth Squad is going to be about how am I getting in search of some other words besides the ones that the Archons want me to talk about. The answer is it's very easy. They just say talk about this, and then I start talking, and um, rarely do I ever talk about what they want to talk about until they keep pressuring me, and then sometimes something will come out. But for today's Truth Squad, what lie do we want to expose that you need to know about right now? The biggest lie that you need to know about is the idea that somehow all of you are separate beings. And this has always been known as Maya, M-A-Y-A, which is the great illusion of humans on planet Earth. We all sure look to be in separate bodies, and I don't know what you're thinking, and I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what you're thinking. Um, and is it true that we are all connected in hidden ways? Um, what's the truth? Why do you want to know the truth? The answer seems to be, well, there's no answer. Is it true? I don't know. Some things seem to indicate that yes, but some things seem to seem I'm not related at all to certain people. So, Truth Squad is going to have to tell you, yes, you are all connected in some weird way to all the other people and all the other beings on the planet. And how that works seems to be a mystery to most people. It's just, the old story when the phone rings and before you look at your phone to see the name that's attached there, sometimes you have an intuition that, oh, that's my sister that's calling. And you look and lo and behold, and it's the first time your sister's called you in a month or something. So, these things would tend to indicate that we are indeed connected. So, are we more connected than we are separated? The way we act on planet Earth, we act way more that we're separate beings than connected beings. But according to many commentators, that's in the process of changing. How is it changing? Well, some people are like focusing on it like it's the news every day, and the news seems to be very tin hat. Very, very tin hat. But I do not dismiss tin hat people. In fact, I find tin hat people to be the most interesting people because at least they're talking about something new and they're not regurgitating sports scores or old stories about what happened, in the bar in 1991. So the latest news from the tin hats that are talking about this, you could probably find better information directly from these tin hat people. And they don't all agree, which is, kind of a strike against each one of them that they can't all get the same story. But, if you're looking for stories about advancements among humans, I mean, are we evolving? You're not going to find those things on NBC News with Lester Holt at 6:30 p.m. Lester Holt doesn't do these kind of things, and if he does, a lot of the things that are announced never actually appear in your local Walmart. So, it's also true that, a lot of these tin hat people are truly tin hat, and, they predicted the rapture back in 1895, and, here we are, and the rapture never happened. Other things that they're talking about, There's always this story, and I think the story originated with David Wilcock's sidekick Corey Goode, and that was the idea that there was going to be a supernova of the sun. You know what supernova is? The sun blows up. Well, something like a supernova is supposed to be happening. They call it the Great Solar Flash, and the sun is going to flash, and it's going to affect people's minds. That's really far out there, folks. The idea that somehow the sun is going to flash. Oh, and that Corey Goode used to say that, and there were certain advanced extraterrestrials who were involved with this flash of the sun. They could advance the timing of it to make it sooner or delay and make it later. I'm going to put that in the garbage container. My beliefs in solar flashes are it ain't happening, folks. That's just another piece of bullshit story. Where do these kind of stories originate for Corey Goode? Well, he says he was kidnapped and sent off planet for 20 years, and then when he was 20 years older, they took 20 years of age out of his body, and then they, released him on the American public. As a guest on David Wilcock's show Cosmic Disclosure on the Gaia Network. How do I come across these people? I don't know, really, but there's other people who are not related to David Wilcock or Corey Goode who also have jumped on this solar flash bandwagon. For a while, I was following this topic closely because it was kind of exciting. Even if it's a fake story, it's still kind of exciting to see what news you're going to get on it. Because, the regular mainstream news never gives us any interesting stories. And it's an uplifting story. It's about peace, love, and good government on planet Earth with the help of the extraterrestrials and the white hats and, the grid keepers and the light workers and the star seeds and the indigo children. And I heard about indigo children. Oh my God, it must have been 20 years ago. There was books about indigo children. They were being born, and after that, the crystal children were going to come in. And all these children were going to be advanced souls, and they were here to lead us to the golden age on planet Earth, when there's no more slavery, no more capitalism, no more hate, and everyone is just going to be an angel. It's a great story. Somebody else wanted me to talk about the Ascended Masters. Are they part? Yes, all of these Ascended Master stories are very tin hat, alternative media. And did anybody ever meet an Ascended Master? I did. Not in the flesh. The Ascended Masters came through someone who meditated and went deep into a trance, and then the voice changed, and lo and behold, the voice said, well, I'm Sananda, one of the Ascended Masters, and I've talked about this in the past. Has anything that Sananda has talked about come true? Well, I hate to say it, but I think so, yes. I mean, Santa didn't give, like dates, like, in 2020 we're going to have a great solar flash. I never heard anything about the solar flash from Sananda, and I talked to Sananda through the trance channel. It was more than 10 years ago. He didn't talk about the solar flash. He did talk that this was what he called harvest time, and that it was time for you to seek within for information rather than looking to outside authorities. In other words, if you were following Sananda, if you wanted to know something about anything, you wouldn't go to the library to look it up in a book. You wouldn't go to Google to look it up on a book. Instead, you would meditate for a little while and turn on your camera on your smartphone and start talking like I do to see what you get. And according to Sananda, what you got is more better for you than something you get out of a textbook. Now, to the brainwashed sheeple of population planet Earth, that sounds insane. But channeling itself, when you see channeling done, it sounds totally insane that another being, a non-physical being, can by telepathy, connect to a human, and the voice will change and the personality changes, and the other personality, like Sananda, comes through. It sounds cuckoo pants. But I'm here to testify that I've seen it many times. And in fact, when I do some of my cosmic characters, that's sort of what seems to happen. I seem to be channeling these personalities from I don't know where. So I'm going to go and tell you, God's honest truth for me is that Sananda is a real being. Saint Germain is a real being. And there's plenty of other beings out there that anybody else would call Tin Hat. But even though I still call other things like the Solar Flash Tin Hat, given the fact that I've seen things that the rest of people would say that's not possible, I've seen things that are totally impossible. There was an old it might actually come from the book or the movie or something, but Alice in Wonderland saying to, maybe it was the Queen of Hearts, I've seen 7 impossible things today before breakfast. So, are we expecting any weird things in your world? Yes. Yes. If you're watching my channel, I'm going to bet that you're going to start seeing, if you haven't already seen anything that you're going to consider Tin Hat, I'm going to bet that you're going to start experiencing Tin Hat things. I mean, I'm not going to bet you money or anything, but, it's just that once you've got a Tin Hat person, Tin Hat things seem to spread. Why is that? Well, from the consciousness standpoint, it's simply you're connecting to me, and I've had all these weird experiences, so now we're connected by, let's call it Aka cords, that's what the Hawaiians call them, and my mind is connecting with your mind, and it's not just through this video. I know this because there's been times when I've been involved with other humans, talking to them by phone, and I feel their energy, even if they are living 3,000 miles away. Yeah, I can feel people's energies from 3,000 miles away if I'm talking to them on the phone, and there's a certain energy that I can feel, and yeah, it happens. So, Aka cords, I'm going to say they're real, and they're hidden connections. You can't see them with your eyes, you can't hear them, but, you can often feel them in your body, and often your intuition will pick up on them and give you information. What other Tin Hat things do we want to talk to you about? How can you encourage these things to happen? Meditation, spend time alone.